Hi darlings, thank you so much for joining me on my channel today. Today I have a process video for you using the Color Rush Studio collection called Celebrate All the Things. Today I am going to be memory keeping or scrapping this photo of me and my family when we got all dressed up to celebrate love, a wedding of some dear friends of ours. I am going to be working on a 6x8 outside the page protector page, and I decided to go with this page that has all of this writing on it. It has beautiful sentiments like celebrate all the things, happy birthday, just be happy. There's so many different sentiments. There's also a happy birthday one, but I made sure that that section was going to be covered by my photo. To go ahead and matte my photo, I'm using this beautiful plaid that I absolutely love. It has some blues and some pinks and some yellows, which is perfect because I have blue in my background, and then me and my family are wearing pink, tones of pink. So it really just works perfect for matting this picture. So after matting this picture, I am going to add that to my page, and this is a 4x6, and I'm going to use some of the bits and pieces to go ahead and add that and kind of add some decoration to my page. All of these ephemera pieces are part of the bits and pieces, and it comes with puffy hearts and stars and wood veneers and die cuts and glitter bows, all the different textures. And I love that there's a variety of textures. I added all of them to this little clear tray that I have off to the side, which was perfect because I was able to kind of shift through it all and kind of pick the elements that I thought would work best. So here I'm using these very whimsical bubbles. I love that because it kind of makes me think of champagne and celebration. And I'm going to use a cake that has these beautiful stars at the top. And I'm just working around creating one big cluster that's going to go parallel with my title. And I'm also going to work on two smaller clusters that are going to kind of create that triangle of 3 around the page. So on the bottom here, I am using a die cut that says celebrate. That is going to be the beginning of my title. I wanted to do kind of a title, but I didn't want the celebrate to be so big. So I use this, and then I'm going to be using the puffy stickers or thickers to do the rest of that. So after I kind of laid out my page the way that I wanted it, I decided to use some of the frazzles, and I used this black with the white polka dot because I wanted to bring in some of that black from my boys' suits and their suit pants and stuff like that. That's going to kind of bring in some of that black, but it's also going to anchor my photo. It was kind of floating in the middle of all this text and all of these beautiful whimsical pieces, and I think it adds some texture when I add that ribbon, the frazzle, and also it anchors my photo onto the page. I really love that. So on the back here, I'm going to add some foam tape because the bottom now has a little bit of dimension. So I'm going to add some foam tape to kind of pop up my photo a little bit. And then I will start adhering all of my different ephemera pieces. Okay, so here I'm grabbing this big bubble, and I just want to say the scale of these items, I love that she added bubbles in like 3 different scales because it really helps to kind of layer them and to make it look whimsical and fun. And so I was able to kind of create 3 clusters with the different sizes, and it gives like a playfulness, you know, the fact that it's a bigger scale than the people in my picture. I really love that. I also go ahead and add some of these ephemera pieces to the top of my photo and also kind of poking from behind my photo. And this is kind of giving it a little bit of playfulness, putting some in the foreground and some in the background. And for this whole page, I used my permanent tape runner, and it worked perfect with these pieces. Okay, so over by one of my son's head, over there on the left, I did add a couple more bubbles. That's my 3rd spot for the ephemera. And now I'm grabbing the thickers, and I want to use colors, bold colors from the kit that are not black, because I already have some black in the Celebrate, some black in that Frazzle, and some black in the picture. So that's 3. So now I want to use some of the blue tones and the pinks. So I go with a kind of that light pink color, the dark blue, then a dark pink, and then a light blue. And kind of interchanging the blues and pinks, I think worked really well. It brought those pinks and blues from the bubbles and from the picture without kind of overwhelming the page with too much color. Okay, so lastly, I'm just making sure that all of these pieces are adhered down. And then I grabbed these are some enamel dots from my stash. I wanted to add a little bit more of of like texture, but I wanted it to continue to be part of the design. So these are perfect because it kind of mimics the bubbles, but in that metallic color without taking away too much from the cluster already. So I add just a couple of those, and then I grab my some of my glossy accents, and I'm gonna add that to the highlighted parts of the bubbles. I'm gonna add it to the icing on the cake and the fun stars that are the topping of the cake. And this is just gonna add a little bit more dimension to the ephemera pieces. I just love how that turned out. And I'll add some close-ups of that little cluster so you can see how pretty and how it kind of brings those pieces to life. So after that, I kind of add my date stamp over to the left-hand side, and that wraps up my page. So I'm going to bring this a little bit closer for you. I cannot wait to show you more from this collection. I really love how this turned out, and I'll have a couple of pictures here at the end. Don't forget to check out the description box for links to this collection and a code just in case you want to shop. Thank you so much for joining me each and every video, darlings. God bless. Bye.